Welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's show is the second part of our super subscriber story Sunday, and I know you guys are going to absolutely enjoy this story. Very chilling, scary experience and encounter, and I have to say, guys, it really paints a vivid picture in your mind. I know it did when I read through it for the first time. I hope I do a good job. Of course, a huge thank you to my subscriber for sending this in. He does want to remain anonymous, and as I've said before, that's not a problem. We don't judge here. We're only here to be the voice of all of you out there that have these strange experiences and encounters. So please do feel free to get in contact with myself. You can do by email, of course, or by any of the links in the description. My email, of course, is deadmantalking666@gmail.com. I hope you guys enjoy this. Please do let me know down below. Of course, please do like and share. And without further ado, let's get into tonight's story that I'd like to entitle From Tucson to Phoenix and the Skinwalker Pack. Let's get straight into that. Greetings, DMT. To get right to it, I've been a subscriber for some time now on YouTube. A family relative shared your channel to me, and for the past few weeks we've been discussing on an encounter that I had last year. So I'm emailing you my encounter. I was asked to leave out names of roads, of course names and exact location for privacy reasons, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Here you go. Time 2000 hours, October 16. Before I get to the encounter, I want to rewind it back to give an idea of the scenario. It was summer of 2016, and after splitting up with my then girlfriend of 2 years, I decided to plan a trip across country on my motorcycle. My ride would take me from Georgia to Arizona, where family lives. So, fast forward a few months after saving up some money for the trip, I was on my way to Arizona. Just me, my motorcycle, and some extra belongings like clothes, a sleeping backpack, and as well as my Glock 22 sidearm, along with some extra ammo and magazines. Growing up in the mountains of Georgia, I grew to love guns over the years and have a large collection over time, as well as an active hunter, so I'm very comfortable with guns, hunting, outdoors, and just generally being in the woods. The trip went better than expected. I saw so many new places and met so many new people, as well as seeing my family. On this night, I was travelling from Tucson to Phoenix. It had just started to get dark, and I have done this journey numerous times. For those of you who haven't been outside the city and have not experienced it, the roads and the surrounding area can of course be very dark. I mean pitch black dark. The only light you have is the headlights and of course the moon. I was about an hour into my ride to Phoenix and still had 2 more hours to go. There were a few cars passing by, but nothing new. I decided then to pull over to the side of the road for some time to rest and just take in the surrounding. So there I am, alone with my motorcycle turned off, and I'm now standing to the left of the road, just looking around and trying to take some pictures and take in the surroundings. On me, of course, I had my Glock 22 on my right side, so I was pretty comfortable with the area. For details, it was a 2-way highway. To my left there was large boulders that lead to the mountains in the distance, and to my right was open desert. I'm just wandering around, walking and taking in a few minutes before I got back on my bike to continue into the night. The night was a dry, cool night, and I started to pay attention. I realised that there was background noises, but these background noises were not normal, not the normal chirps of crickets, etc. Those noises had ceased to exist. No animals in the distance, no vehicles, not even the sound of wind, just my 2 steps that I make every few seconds. Deciding then to get back on my bike, a noise catches my attention, coming from behind me, where the boulders are. I look towards where I believe it's coming from, trying to make sense of who or what it is. The area I was in is known for drug smuggling and trafficking, so my guess was that it was people in the distance just making their way. I slowly start taking steps to my bike, and it hits me. The noises, they were chattering, almost as if communicating to each other, but sounded off, as if they were really trying really hard to say what they were saying. I get on my bike and turn on the front light and shine it towards where the noise was coming from. My believing at that time was that it was people that were lost. Instantly, the chattering comes to a stop the moment that I did this. I'm trying to see as far as I can when the chattering comes from behind me now. There must be a group of them, I told myself. Then, from in front again, coyotes. It must be coyotes. They tend to distract you while the alpha sneaks up from behind. I draw my pistol, I take it off safety, and grab the extra ammo and magazines in my bag and put them in my pockets. I then take a few steps forward, and I see movement to the left and then centre, then the right, and in quick movement trying to counter. I go right to meet a boulder. This is what I saw. As I dive right to meet the boulder, I see two amber lights just a few feet above me, as if whatever this thing was, it was peeking over the boulder down at me. That's right, down at me. I remember the taste of blood in my mouth. The smell of blood, feces and urine was overpowering. Adrenaline rushes so fast in the human body that your mind can't keep up with it till days after the scenario. This coyote, or whatever this was, began to make noises. The very same noises that were the chattering that I heard moments before. This is what was making or mimicking the chattering. The quick rush of blood and adrenaline, I raised my gun and fired. I unload my magazine and reload a new one. Unload that one and load my final magazine. The yell that this animal gave was the same as when you shoot large animal game. It takes off to my left, with the last few rounds I have following it behind. Wasting no time, I step backwards towards my bike, keeping my eyes to the direction it was in. I hop on and took off the opposite way it went, to only realise when I saw a major road sign that I was going back to the Tucson area I had originally left. Safe to say, I made it to my younger brother's house around midnight, to him greeting me with pure and utter confusion of being back. Shaken up and trying to make sense and play back what just happened, I didn't realise that his wife and kids are outside also trying to figure out what's going on. My brother walks me inside and sits me down along with his wife. I explain what happened, and his wife is completely white and has a concerned look on her face. My brother's wife is of Navajo descent, and her grandfather is a shaman for the local reservation, which she told me after I explained what I saw. She goes to tell me about skinwalkers and the history about them in the surrounding areas and the tribe, and tells me she will contact her grandfather first thing in the morning. The following morning he shows up along with another guy, and I explain to them the encounter. For their privacy, the tribe, and for the sake of drawing a crowd to seeking or exploring or trying to find out, I was asked not to share what they did to help me and the ritual that took place. The ritual that will ward off bad spirits. In the following weeks, and playing this encounter over and over in my head, remembering details, I started to do research and found out similar encounters all over the world. I tried to ignore the paranormal for the longest time, until this. I met a handful of people that explained to me as being hunters. I share this with you to let people know to always be aware and pay attention to details around you, and of course keep yourself protected. Wow, thank you so much to my subscriber there. Honestly, one of the scariest encounters I've heard in a long time. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Of course, please do let me know down below in the comments. Please do like and share. If you haven't subscribed to Dead Man Talking, please smash that subscribe button. Your support is more than welcome. Hope you've had a great weekend and are enjoying your Sunday, folks. As ever, remember, be safe, not sorry.